Hello and welcome back to Harry Potter and the Anxious Millennials. In this corner, Ariana Lee. In the opposite corner, Adam Reed. Yeah, there you go. I meant to ask you, do you go by Adam Reed if you're doing like creative stuff, like how I go by Ariana Lee, or do you just go by Adam Noacker?
I don't go by any. I go by. I
don't go by
Bozo
anything.
the Clown. That's my stage name.
I go by That Gay. That Gay Dare.
I was in like Orlando when I would do stuff. I think I was credited as Adam Reed.
Okay, yeah.
But
that's what I thought. But I was like, am I making that up?
Yeah.
When you did your one man show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, how's it going over there? Other than the Tonys?
It's going great.
Mm-hmm.
It's going great. It's going great.
That's what we're gonna.
Did I show you my nails?
Tell me off pod. Oh, those are really nice.
Thank you. What
a really nice, what do you call it? Ombre. Anyway, this week we read chapter 17 called Bathilda. Did you know, I've been saying Bathilda, and apparently that is incorrect.
It's Bathilda?
It's Bathilda. Or at least that's how it's pronounced on the audiobook. Bathilda.
That makes sense.
Chapter 17 called Bathilda's Secret. First off, this chapter was way longer than, like, it just kept going. I was like, oh.
It's so weird because I opened it, it's like 20 pages, and I was like, oh, I think that's like normal. It was like weird because I felt like it was both long and short. Does that make sense?
Sure.
I don't know how to explain it. It was I was reading it and I was taking notes. And so I was like, oh, there's, but I didn't, like, my note, I don't have a ton of notes.
Yeah.
Like, weirdly, nothing, insane for me to say nothing happens. Things happen.
No, I know what you mean, though. You're like, it went by
very
before
few
you knew
amount
it.
of things happen. Yeah. Like, it's more just like...
Well, yes, Adam, before I forget to ask, what does happen in this chapter?
Oh, well, I'm happy to tell you, Ari. In Bathilda's Secret, chapter 17 of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Harry and Hermione are brought to Bathilda's home, and narrowly escape with their lives.
They are brought to Bathilda's home, and then they leave Bathilda's home.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. They also get a glimpse of what Harry's childhood home, the runes.
Yeah, I don't know how I would feel about that. I think he's his reaction was very surprising to me. I mean, I understand liking people writing. I would like people writing stuff on the sign as well. But like, I was like, I think I'd need a minute to like process.
You don't get a minute in a Wizarding War, Ari. You don't get a minute.
You don't.
You don't.
Bathilda made sure of that.
Oh, girl, this is so crazy. Okay.
Yeah. How?
So,
my first question is just how, Adam.
I was trying to, it like says how, and then I still was like, but what? But was there a hole? Anyway, we'll get to it. So they're leaving the graveyard. They've made it back by the abbot's grave marker.
They love to mention the abbot as many times as we can get an abbot in.
She loves the abbot.
Yeah.
And then Hermione thinks she sees or hears like somebody watching them from the bushes.
What?
And then
so this is her, or this was the snake slithering around, and then it went to Bathilda's body. Like, I was like, what are we supposed to think that was? Her?
My thing is, I feel like my guess is that you're supposed to think it's a snake.
Yes, like slithering about.
Slithering around. Slytherin.
Slytherin.
I guess it could. I mean, they say that she's like hunched over and tiny. So they say she like comes up to like about half as tall as Harry. So I guess she could just be a real teeny tiny lady. But my guess is that it's the snake.
Yes.
Or it really could be
slithering around.
nothing. Like technically.
Yeah. I don't know. I was like, okay. I don't know how much I needed that right before they are actually going to run. Oh my God. I have one piece of hair that keeps getting like caught in my eyelash. People with bangs, folks with bangs, you know the struggle of that where you're like, I just don't want
my fringe fellows.
Yeah, my fringe fellows, you know. Oh my God.
Harry recalls that there was in History of Magic, it said that the graveyard could be haunted. So he was like, is it a ghost? It's just a
ghost. But I had a problem with this as well. I'm sorry to like already derail you. You have been around ghosts then.
Right, you know what a ghost is.
You know what a ghost is. So wouldn't you be like, hey, if you're a ghost, can you come out for a second? Like, or can you go away?
Are we supposed to believe that like they can just see ghosts? Like wizards can just see? Is it like ghosts are like Dementors where like Muggles can't really see them, but like wizards, it's like, oh, there's a ghost.
Great question. Do they just live like that at Hogwarts because it's Hogwarts specifically? Like they're just like, cool, we can just like show ourselves all the time. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Reveal yourself. But the whatever it is shakes the bush, and then some snow falls. So they're like, oh well, it can't be a ghost. A ghost couldn't move anything. So is it a bird? Is it a cat? Is it not a snake?
Yeah, he's like, it must be a cat. Is what Harry keeps trying to say. Yeah.
They leave the graveyard, putting some distance between them. And Hermione, they hear the pub. The pub is now super crowded. Everybody's caroling in the pub.
Yeah,
it's
this is like
Christmas Eve.
Big English thing, apparently.
Culture.
I've literally never gone to a pub on Christmas Eve, but I guess that's the thing.
That's the thing to do in a tiny little town.
I guess.
In a quiet village every
day.
A
little quiet village.
Like the one before. But Hermione leads them away from the pub down the street. Now, I just want to remind everybody, they are still muggles. They still look like muggles. Okay?
Still old people.
They're still old muggle-looking people. And they're about to put on the invisibility cloak.
Yeah. They're about to put on the cloak. So they'll be invisible old people.
Invisible old people that do not look like Harry and Hermione. Or
sound like them. Because obviously in the books, they have different voices as well, which is different in the movies.
So they head down this quiet street away from the pub that Hermione leads them down. It's kind of heading in the opposite direction out of town from where they came in at. And as they walk down the street, they both discover, since the Fidelius charm has stopped working due to the Potters
passing
dying
away. Yeah.
that they have discovered the Potter home.
Right at the end of the little street.
Right at the end of the lane. Mm-hmm. So it looks like, first of all, it's totally overgrown, right? There's 16 years of overgrowth. Nobody's been keeping up the property.
No.
It's bringing property values down in the area.
Adam, no one can see it.
The HOA needs to send someone over there and put a little letter on there.
The HOA can't see it.
It's true. How convenient.
Yeah.
How convenient.
What is there then? An empty lot? Like, and what also, do they see?
Was the home always invisible to Muggles? I don't understand. I can't. You can't.
I know.
I will not ask these questions.
Yeah. You can't dive into it too much.
Because, like, do the Muggles in the town think this town is, like, half as full? Do they not see any of these wizarding homes?
Are they people that they see other people in the neighborhood, but they just, like, they don't converse with them? Like, that's where I'm like...
that you live in a small town. I feel like that's all you have to do.
Yeah.
And also, they have a grave marker.
Yeah, I don't know. Because surely people in that village will be, like, muggles in that village will be buried in the same cemetery.
And also, then I was like, how did the muggles find their bodies?
Maybe they didn't.
If they can't find the house.
Yeah, I don't know. Was it muggles that found? I thought it was the wizarding people that found their bodies. But I don't know. That's just me assuming.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so they find the Potter house. It's overgrown. The top portion has like basically it exploded.
Yeah, like one of the rooms is just like bam.
When the Avada Kedavra did not work, when the killing curse backfired. Which is crazy. The room exploded. Can we sit with that for a minute?
Well, that's the other thing. I'm like, no one heard that then? I just have so many questions about, like, that. Was there no house and then suddenly there was just, like, a destroyed house there?
And also, like, when he is the Fidelius charm is separate from that muggles can't see it. That's a separate thing.
Is the Fidelius charm what? What?
It's just wait, so is it? What is it?
Is the Fidelius charm what was on Grimald Place? That's the same thing? How it's like the two buildings just come together and it's hidden?
Is the Fidelius charm the secret keeper? Technically?
Yeah. The Fidelius charm.
The Fidelius charm. An immensely complex spell involving the magical concealment of a secret inside a single living soul.
Fidelius. Fancy?
I think it's
Flashy.
separate. Well, I don't know. Because if the Fidelius charm is broken, then couldn't anybody see the...
I don't know. And we'll never
he
know,
says they
Adam.
can see it. He was like, well, because blah, 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 I can see the... Like, shouldn't Harry be able to see the house because he lived in the house?
Well, it's the whole idea of, like, it's in remembrance, so that maybe that's why they've made it so only wizards can see it. But again, then I'm like, but then what do muggles see? Because they would see something there, so they couldn't just walk all over it.
The Hogwarts thing is described as
it's like a derelict building or something.
And they do say in this, like, they wonder if, because it was like dark arts magic, that's why they could never like repair it.
Which I appreciated that. Thank you. I was like, cool. I don't know if people can see it or like what's there instead though, because they didn't talk about what it looked like before. It was just like he could see the house suddenly.
Yeah, he's right. They just walk up to it and they're like, oh, this house that was here at the end of the street.
Yeah,
but he does say like it probably looks like the cottage next door. Like it probably was just like the same.
Yeah,
kind of
a
like
copy and paste
cottage.
Yeah,
right. It's crazy. So they go up to the house. A sign rises up from the ground of its own volition. I was going to
literally am imagining like that. Isn't there a sign on like the Haunted Mansion that does that? Yeah.
I'm gonna read the signage, what it says on the sign.
Yeah, what would you can't call that the same thing as a gravestone, which I also don't remember.
Epitaph.
Epitaph, yeah.
On this spot, on the night of 31st October 1981, Lily and James Potter lost their lives. Their son Harry remains the only wizard ever to have survived the killing curse. This house, invisible to muggles.
Oh, so it's just a field.
By what means?
There's just a field there?
But wouldn't someone be like, well, let me walk
in the field.
Right.
Yes.
Has been left in its ruined state as a monument to the Potters and as a reminder of the violence that tore apart their family. And then on the sign, people have written in everlasting ink or like carved their like initials into the sign. And there are some that it highlights. It says, "Good luck, Harry, wherever you are. If you read this, Harry, we're all behind you. Long live Harry Potter."
Yeah. Cute.
So I'm curious when those were written.
Yeah.
But very interesting. Hermione admonishes the people for graffitiing the sign.
Yeah, she's like, oh, they shouldn't have done that, but he's into it.
He likes it. And as they're looking at the house, right, they're inside the property of the home. Not inside the house itself, but like they're in the like
They're on the lot.
The fence.
Yeah, yeah.
They're on the lot. We'll take the lot. They see coming down the street a tiny little old lady shuffling down the street. Maybe she's walking that way because she's nervous she's going to fall on the slippery, snowy path.
Because she's so ancient.
Or maybe it's because it's her first time ever using legs.
And how? How is this thing using the human leg?
This is what's crazy is like the legs thing I can buy because she does kind of write that she like fumbles her way down the street, right? Like she's like not walking well, fine. When they say she pulls out keys to the house and opens the door, I was like, I'm sorry. This snake got very dexterous all of a sudden. Let me get my keys.
What was that? Its tail? Like,
what was that? A
don't
thing that has never
know.
had digits before.
Yeah, exactly.
So this old lady comes down the street, she like shuffles up, and then she just stands outside the like fence and just stares at them. And I want to remind everyone, they are under the invisibility cloak.
Yes. Yes.
This is also, I don't understand this either, but fine. They're under the invisibility cloak.
Is it like, just remember how cats can see through is it just like animals can see through it? Is that, or is it
then it's not a fucking
Horcrux?
Invisibility cloak then, is it, Ari?
No. Or is it just
allegedly
a Horcrux?
Death made this, but Death was slacking that day.
Death was like, I don't have to worry about the animals.
What are they going to
do?
But also, like,
Bark at me?
that mean? Do you think that means that if an animagus like goes into their animal form, then they can see through it?
Yeah, they should be able to then, if we're going by that logic.
Lots of questions.
What was I going to ask though? Is it? Oh, dang it! It left my brain. I can't remember now. Anyway, go ahead. Hopefully, I'll remember.
So, she like just stares at them for a long time, and then they just stare back at her, not knowing what to do. And then they just stare at each other.
I remember what I was going to say. Or is it like a little Horcrux connection?
That's what I wondered too. Not Harry specifically, but like the locket.
Yeah.
But the locket doesn't seem to like activate until they get closer to Bathilda.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't mention it for a moment.
It is. I was like, I don't know how much they needed to be under the invisibility cloak as well at this point. Because they already don't look like themselves. And they have been, like, they've removed the cloak. So I was like.
Right.
I don't know.
But also, if they're on the lot that's invisible to muggles, are they also now invisible because they're on the lot?
Yeah, they just got, like, these are the questions. Are they just two old people standing in a field? But again, they're under
just
the
having
cloak.
A little chit-chat, but they're under the cloak.
They're also invisible. I don't know.
Okay. So they stare back at her, and then finally Harry just is like, his spirit is moved. He's like, Dumbledore sent this bag lady, and by that I mean bag shot lady, to
this baddie bag shot, literally baddie bag shot,
baddie Bathilda, to talk to me, to give me the sort of he has concocted a full narrative in his mind. He's like, got it, nailed it.
You know what, Harry? You have points for having a great imagination.
Yeah,
it's like all figured out in his head.
So he's like, Bathilda? Oh no, I'm sorry. He says, Bathilda?
Bathilda.
And she nods her head And they're like, great, that's all I need.
Okay, cool, got it.
We don't want to do any other.
You want to hear her speak? Can you get some audible confirmation from her?
They've taken the like, oh, she's bad. Like she had to drop the breadcrumb that like she's lost her marbles.
Yeah, so we would be more willing to believe this.
Yeah, so we wouldn't question as much.
Yeah,
but like, bro. Did the order not teach you anything? Like, we need some confirmation of something.
Yeah.
You yourself you not look like you right now. Like,
yeah, that's weird. How I would be like, how do you know it's me? Who do you think I am? Like, who do you think we are? Say so that out loud.
They follow her back down the lane. Because again, Harry's like, oh, she's going to give me the sword. Got it. Okay, great.
My plan is going perfectly.
It's going to
go off without a hitch.
Have a plan. And she leads them back to her home, in which, again, yes, she fishes the keys out of her pocket and then unlocks the door.
Doesn't he have to help her? Or is that later? With the match?
It's lit. The like fire is later. She opens she opens the door. I am more impressed by the key than I am the match. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A ring of keys.
A key?
How?
Call me Fun Home, cause Mama, I'm talking about this ring of keys.
It must just be hides behind notebook. It must literally like. I don't know if I just needed like a little bit of like later from Hermione, her to be like, oh yeah, there's this crazy dark there's this crazy enchantment where animals can impersonate humans that I read about. Well, like I just needed a one-off line like that from Hermione. I understand they try to do this later where Harry's like, Lupin said there'd be magic we never imagined.
Never have seen before. Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know. I think Hermione would have read about something like that somewhere.
I mean, I didn't need an explanation, but I did need this to not be as viscerally described as it is later.
Her walk right in, like the house was ajar because she clearly like wasn't mentally present, something like that.
It's like so gross to think about. Ugh.
I know. Well, especially when they're talking about like the smell. Like
yes,
how the
that's
house
what I was just about to say.
Like,
so they go inside the house, they cross, she opens the door for them, lets them enter first. Very polite. Bathilda's Nagini is nothing if not polite. Okay.
Nagini has manners. It's really she's just trying to get them locked in there.
Yeah.
She's like, don't get out of my sight.
So she lets them walk in front of her. Yes, again, they notice the smell, but he was like, but maybe it's the house smells bad because it's like old lady house.
Yeah, it's like her or it's like both.
Yeah.
It's like a lingering smell on her and within the house.
Yeah. It's her rotting corpse, by the way, in case anyone's fucking curious.
Yeah.
He also gets so close to her that he can like see the folds of her skin, the cataracts in her eyes, like.
Why? First off, Harry, don't stand that close to, especially like an elderly person, just because that's rude. Like, give them their personal space. But like, why are you that close anyway? Because it was so dark or something. Like,
I don't
like getting that. Sometimes I feel weird getting that close to like people I genuinely love. Like, I'm like, if Michael like sits too close to me on the couch, sometimes I'm like, can you scooch over a little bit?
I didn't remember the specifics of the chapter, meaning like I didn't remember that this is when we get the like vision of the murder. Like I didn't remember that about reading it, but I did remember as we were going into this. I was like,
his parents.
Nagini is Bathilda.
Yes.
I'm sorry. And so the whole time I was not reading this like not knowing what was going on. Like I was like, stop talking to her.
Yeah. You're like, get me past this point.
This is at what point they note that the locket has started pulsing. It's like got its own heartbeat. And he is like, oh, because it knows that the thing that's going to destroy it is here.
Yeah. Oh, I was okay with that. I was like, sure, I would think that too. Because you wouldn't.
He's going with this narrative.
It's full fantasy, girl. He's living his full fantasy. He's Valentina.
He's
on Drag Race.
Writing his own fanfic, honey.
Yeah. Or was it? What was it? The Slasian diva of Los Angeles.
Yes. Full delusion. So, she's like lighting the candles. They note that like, oh, maybe she's like so dotty. She's like forgotten that she can use magic to light candles.
And that's what they should have done for the door. They should have just had her door ajar. Right. Rather than the key nonsense.
Yeah.
There should have been a little crack in the door.
1 minute. Sorry, I have so many keys here. This is my P.O. box key. I've got my key to my Nissan Altima. Hold on 1 sec. I'm so sorry.
Nissan Altima.
Okay. So, she's lighting candles by hand. This is at what point, literally, I set the book down and I realized that I was like, no wizarding home has electricity.
No. So they're all living with these like candles. They've got candlelight at night.
And like fire.
And yeah. I'm sorry.
Which I don't think that's not. I don't think they do that in the movies. I think it's like kind of ambiguous where the light sources are coming from.
Because they need to light the actors.
Right. But I was like, that's insane. Like, I think Hogwarts, it's clear that there's like fire or whatever, but like,
because it's a old castle, world, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
The rest of the Wizarding World, they kind of just like leave.
It's like gas lamps. Like, that's what we're expecting.
It's a lot of gas lamps is really what it is.
Yeah.
I think that, it's crazy. So anyway, she's lighting candles by hand. She seems to be struggling, but maybe it's her arthritis.
Like, yeah. We're doing the hand jive
was
for
like,
people
I saw
listening.
Grease once, and I really, anyway. Now that I'm in a body, I want to see if I can do this.
I'm sorry, I was just imagining what that sounded like to someone listening to the podcast.
Nothing.
So I was like, sorry, we're doing the hand jive.
If you're just listening, we just did the hand jive.
Born to hand jive, baby. Hermione's like, God. Oh yeah, I love that movie. I love Grease.
So the house is so dirty, right? Because again, this woman is dead. Nobody's
not a living woman.
Not a living woman. So the house is super dirty. So I do like this moment that Harry kind of like tries to do the Tergio, like he tries to clean up a little bit. I actually thought that was very sweet.
He's trying to He's like,
he's trying to help, but like do it surreptitiously, so like she doesn't like get offended that he's helping or something like that. I actually thought
and
that was
also hopefully alleviate whatever smell he's smelling.
Yes.
He's like, get rid of this.
Also, he notes that photographs are missing for like it's clear that there's like stains where there once were photographs on the walls and now there aren't anymore. Did Rita steal photos?
Yeah. She just stole photos from her. Yeah. She's horrible.
God. And then while he's looking at photos, he finds the picture of the thief.
The thief!
The thief! In a frame. So he's like, Bathilda, who is this?
Who's this man?
She's like, sorry.
She's like, oh, does she do a shush? Is she like...
No, she just stares back.
Yeah, she's like... Is this when he can see her cataracts in her...
I think it's earlier. Maybe it is at this point. But I don't remember at which point, but it's...
Yeah.
So he's like getting frustrated because she's not answering the question. He wonders if like... how did Rita get any information out of her if she's not even like taught, like if she can't even speak? The clues are right there. Although, to be fair, I think the first time I read this, there's no way in hell that I was like, oh, it's Nagini.
No, not at all. Not at all. But it is weird. I remember just thinking that something wasn't right.
Something weird.
I thought it was like Polyjuice Potion.
Right.
Because I was like, why is she not talking? Like, that was just such a red flag for me.
Right. So, he's asking about the thief. Basically, she's not going to answer. That's what they deduce. Hermione's getting nervous, and then Bathilda's like, you, like pointing like, you, me, we're going to go upstairs. We're going to kiss a bunch. And Hermione, you stay down here. And Harry's like, oh, she wants me to go upstairs with her alone.
He's like immediately fine with it.
He was like, oh, she must have been told in his full delusion, his full fantasy.
Again, it's the full
she must
fantasy.
have been told she has to give it to me alone. So, babe, you don't even look like you. You haven't even confirmed that you're Harry Potter to this woman.
Yeah, and again, it's like every time Harry speaks, it's like the old man's voice, which like every time I was like, I can't believe you just think that she knows.
Yeah, it's crazy. Also, yeah, it's crazy.
And you're okay with it. You're like, yeah, she just knows it's me.
So they go upstairs, and then once alone, she's like, so are you Potter? Can I say one thing, though? This is actually why it doesn't make sense that Nagini is a person. Because she would know how to speak. Like, I get that Nagini's been a snake for years.
But there would be some type of magic within the enchantment that would allow her to speak.
Once she was in... Yeah. I guess it's because she's still a snake inside this body. It's so gross. So she gets him upstairs and she asks him, so, are you Potter? And he's like, absolutely, Queen. And she's like, great. Also,
cool.
He had lit Lumos when he got upstairs into this like bedroom or whatever. Mm-hmm. This messy room. Also, I won't say it yet. He lights Lumos, and while he's like, when he turns around, she had like snuck up on him and gotten very close, like closer than without him noticing.
Yeah,
this is like a horror movie.
Yes.
He confirms that he's Potter, and then immediately he like flashes into this like vision of like he like is taken over and says hold him. Yeah Has no question. He comes out of it and is like, that's weird. Babe, are you serious?
Don't know what that's about. I don't know what's going on there.
You've been getting these for like 3 or 4 years now.
And that's the only one where you're just like, okay, cool. Not going to worry about that right now.
Must have been something else. Oh, okay.
Friedrich just like scuttled by. That was so cute.
So at this point, he's like looking around the room. She's like, go over there. And he's like, okay. So he goes over this part of the room. He's like looking, he looks away for a second. And then out of like his peripheral, he sees a snake emerge from her neck.
Yeah. Yep.
And then like, I think it says like, let me read the exact phrasing because I'm almost positive it says something truly heinous, like
horrifying.
Like her body crumples to the floor or something like that. Ugh. He saw it out of the corner of his eye. Panic made him turn and horror paralyzed him as he saw the old body collapsing and the great snake pouring from the place where her neck had been.
I don't know if horror could take the sound out of me. I feel like I would be like, whoa, oh, whoa. I'd be like, oh my God. If nothing else, I'd be saying, oh my God.
Also,
over
just
and over again.
a massive snake. I would be so scared.
Yeah.
So the snake comes out of her. So just hanging out inside a dead body can't be good for a snake, I would imagine.
Yeah, it can't be comfy.
Can't be comfy or healthy, I would assume. And now Nagini's whole purpose is to try to trap Harry and hold him, which was her direction from Voldemort. Mm-hmm. He gets trapped. Hermione comes and rescues him. I kind of just breezed through this whole thing in my notes. So let me just open her up real quick. So he gets his wand. I do have to mention that. He gets his wand. He tries to get his wand. He can't find it. She's coiled around his torso.
Yeah, he can't even cry out, really. Right.
Finally, Hermione makes her way in and gets Nagini off of him. And Nagini fights with Hermione for a second while Harry collects himself, and then he gets another flash of seething fury, and he's like, "Oh my God, Voldemort is coming!"
He's put it together. Yeah,
he's coming. So he goes to grab Hermione, and they're gonna jump out the window, and then
into the night air. Yeah,
into the night air, and as they're leaping across the bedroom, Hermione does a confringo, which is the bomb spell, and so the room kind of explodes. That's also important. And then as they're fleeing, he again switches his mind switches back into Voldemort, and he sees from Voldemort's perspective as the old man and short little lady fly out the window and disappear.
Yeah.
And then just as fully and this is just like last time. I can't believe it. And then Voldemort just remembers the entire night's
relives the entire experience.
So weird. So we get the entire Lily James murder from Voldemort's perspective.
From beginning to end.
Before I specify how it goes, does this elucidate anything? Does this add context to something we do? I mean, it's definitely bad for Harry to have to live through it and truly watch it.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah. Horrible.
Horrible. I don't think this gives anything to the reader that we didn't already know.
I don't really know why it was so necessary to involve this here. I understand that it's something about this is what happened the last time he was here, blah, 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 whatever. It's we're reliving yes, Harry's trauma, but Voldemort's most traumatic experience, basically. The only thing that I wondered is, does she do it for that last little moment of where he was nowhere, but he was the boy? Did you catch that? There's a line where it's he was nowhere and then he was the boy or something like that. He was the boy and he was nowhere. Something weird where the wording is
I'll find it.
Strange like that. But I was couldn't we have done that without reliving that whole night?
I think it was. I think you're right.
It must have been for that.
Avada Kedavra, and then he broke. He was nothing but pain and terror, and he must hide himself. Not here in the rubble of the ruined house where the child was trapped and screaming, but far away, far away. No, he moaned. The snake rustled on the filthy, cluttered floor, and he had killed the boy, and yet he was the boy.
Yes.
No. And now he stood at the broken window, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that has to be it. That's her little hint. Hint of what's to come.
Yeah, he was the boy. Where the child. Yeah, he was nothing but pain and terror. Sorry. Pain and tower. pain and terror, and he must hide himself, not here in the rubble of the ruined house where the child was trapped and screaming, but far, far away. The snake rustled on the filthy, cluttered floor. Was the snake there, or he's talking about the snake currently?
I think he's
it's
talking about the snake
of
currently.
Both of them.
It's blending of the two, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, for those of you that haven't been paying attention for the past 6 books, I'm happy to give you a rundown of the night's events of 31st October 1981. Okay? Mm-hmm. Voldemort shows up in Godric's Hollow. It's Halloween. There are 2 toddlers walking in pumpkin costumes down around the town square. A kid comes over and is like, "Nice costume, mister!" And then realizes that this man has no nose and runs away. Voldemort considers killing him for no reason because, again, he's a sadistic murderer, but decides not to, as it would cause more problems than convenience. He goes to the Potters, which he can now see due to the Fidelius charm having been broken, having learned the
AKA
secret.
Wormtail.
Wormtail told him the secret.
Motherfucking snitch.
Right. He sees through the window James playing with Harry, putting like little smoke rings out of his wand, and like Harry trying to like grab them. Again, 1-year-old baby. He sees Lily come into the room, and then he's like, well, that's enough of that, and strides into the home after blasting open the door. James sends Lily and Harry upstairs and says he's going to fend off Voldemort without a wand, to which Voldemort disposes of James immediately. Mm-hmm. It is described as he is like a marionette that's had its strings cut, which is very visceral. Mm-hmm. He goes upstairs. He encounters Lily. Lily puts Harry in his crib. She pleads with Voldemort not to kill Harry, to kill her instead. He tells her to move out of the way. She chooses not to do so. Very important to the story, in case you didn't know, she does sacrifice herself.
Yeah, again, in case you haven't been paying attention to the last 6 books.
Just in case. She sacrifices herself. Voldemort acknowledges that he could have just physically moved her out of the way, or used Imperio or whatever to move her. But he doesn't. He just chooses to. It would just be easier if they just get rid of the whole family. Kills Lily, goes to kill Harry, who is crying. He doesn't like when kids cry. It reminds him of the kids at the orphanage. Goes to kill Harry. At this point, that's when the house explodes. And he is died, not died. He's a smoke. He's now a smoke. Which also then begs the question of, what happened to Voldemort's actual original corporeal form?
Gone.
We'll never know.
Eviscerated.
Poof. It was Thanos snapped.
Basically.
And so he is gone. Yes, we get the note of he was the boy. Hint for later. Yeah. And then as he's looking around, now he's back. He's in Bathilda's house. He's out of his memory.
Yeah.
And he notices the photograph that I guess Harry had dropped.
There was a lot. There was a lot else going on. So
there was a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
So Harry dropped the photograph of the thief, and now Voldemort also knows.
He found it.
He found him. Harry comes to in the tent. Hermione is tending to him. He has not been well. It's been hours since they left. I'm going to turn my page of my notes because I got through all that.
Good job.
He and Hermione confer about what officially happened. He's like, yeah, Bathilda got me alone so she could speak Parseltongue because she was Nagini.
Mm-hmm. And Hermione is Hermione is again, us in this situation.
I don't speak 2 languages. I'm I could be conversational maybe in French if I put in a little bit more effort, but I am not fluently.
You're not bilingual.
Fluently speak 2 languages.
Yeah.
I need to ask RJ. I wish he was home right now. I need to know if someone starts speaking to you in the other language. Do you know that it's they're speaking to me, and you register? Because that's what I need to know. Is he registering? Yeah. Oh, this person's hissing at me. Because it's written in the book series, like, he just is like, oh, they're just talking.
Yeah.
But, like, that wouldn't even be how her mouth would move. Like, her mouth would be moving differently, would it not?
This is such a, it's just magic. Like,
I know.
You have to just be
I'm
like,
asking too many questions.
But it's like, but how, because there is when he hears himself saying parcel tongue for the first time in book 2, it's like he kind of can hear the hissing, but I'm like, yeah, but what happens when it's the reverse, when it is the snake talking to you?
So, yes, that's why she got him alone, so she could speak in parcel tongue. And then, the other thing is that, I forgot to mention, the Horcrux was stuck to Harry's chest, so Hermione had to, like, use a spell to, like, basically
Separate it
from him. So now there's, like, an oval shape on, like, a scar, basically, over his heart where the, like, Horcrux was stuck.
It's horrifying.
It's because of like, it's because it was, like, trying to fuse back with Nagini. What?
I really don't know. I don't know why it stuck to him like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird. And then I also forgot to mention that Nagini did actually bite Harry on the arm. Hermione has tended to it with Dittany, so it should be fine. It should be fine. The other troubling thing that happened is that Harry gets up to be like, well, I'm awake now, and Hermione, you look like absolute dog shit, so you should take a rest, and I'll keep watch. Where's my wand?
This whole bullshit, even like how he woke up and that there was not like a, oh, thanks for that. Like...
Yeah.
Sorry, I was all over the place and you were having to like dab my head all night.
It's frustrating because I think you're supposed to infer that like he's embarrassed that he fucked up
he's definitely
so bad.
embarrassed. Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It's so annoying. You can't
get
out of your own way, Harry.
It's these moments that I just start to get annoyed with Joe because I'm like, you're having Hermione do all of this and it's like her being helpful. Literally, sorry, I won't skip ahead, but like how the chapter ends, I was like, I hate this. Like I was like, this is, like, and it's just, she doesn't realize what she's doing is like, all this effort that the female character is putting in is just completely unappreciated. Yeah, that's just what she does. And he's actually even annoyed with her because, like, his wand, obviously, well, never mind.
Yeah. Wait. So he is like, I'm going to keep watch. Where's my wand? And she's like, oh, about your wand. Here's the thing.
And she's literally, like, teary-eyed.
Yeah. She gives him his wand. It's nearly snapped in half. He tells her to repair it, and she's like, I don't think I can. I don't think that's how wands work. She tries to anyway. It feebly, like, comes back together, and he can't even, like, do a Lumos, and he definitely can't Expelliarmus. And when he tries to Expelliarmus Hermione's wand, it, like, comes apart again.
Yeah, that as well.
So he is like, oh, so I'm fucked. She reminds him that when Ron's wand broke in book 2, that he actually had to end up buying a new wand. Luckily, they won the lottery.
Yeah,
so
remember
him a wand.
Yeah.
But
there's no Ollivander.
With no Grigorovich. Who are the other wand makers? We simply don't know.
That French wand maker that now exists at
Epic
Universal Studio, Epic Universe,
Where I think the lore that they've decided is she's like, oh, the wand doesn't choose you. That's stupid.
Yeah, she's like, you choose your wand. You decide your fate here. We don't do that.
Yeah.
In England,
that's an Ollivander thing. That's not for me, girl. I don't know what the fuck that's about.
Yeah, she's like, no.
She's like, it's whatever looks best with your outfit. Whatever fits your aesthetic.
Whatever coordinates with what you're wearing today, you know?
Right. So now he's like, I mean, this is a true setback, right? Like, this is what what the fuck are they going to do without Harry's wand?
Harry having a wand specifically, yeah.
He asks Hermione. Hermione apologizes because she's like, when I did Confringo, it must have like accidentally broken it, blah, 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 blah. This must have been my fault. I'm so sorry. And he says, no, it's fine. It's not your fault or whatever. But like, he ends the chapter. I just have to read the way the chapter ends because he's so
it's the
mad.
way that she decided to end it. Like, I was just like, oh my God. It's just no appreciation for Hermione at all. And I feel like the way that her main male character is towards his best female friend, it just makes me so angry that it was this was written by a woman. Like, I just am like, ugh.
Well, he said in a falsely matter-of-fact voice, well, I'll just borrow yours for now then, while I keep watch. Her face glazed with tears, Hermione handed over her wand, and he left her sitting beside his bed, desiring nothing more than to get away from her.
Yeah. I was like, it's not even, I don't mind. I get that Harry would be upset. I get that he would be devastated that his wand is destroyed. That is all valid. Right. That she made a point to add the comment, he couldn't wait to get away from her. Like,
yeah, as if she's the problem.
Yes, it just gives
it insinuates that she's the issue. Yeah,
it gives like that dude that is like, anytime his girlfriend is like trying to help or like, you know, be supportive, that is like, oh my God, leave me alone. Like that, that guy. That's the energy it's giving, and I'm like, This was written by a woman. Like, I just... Yeah. Ugh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
I just didn't... I mean, I wasn't as mad about it, but it did bump me because I was like, what are you mad at her for? Like, it's just frustrating because, like...
I can admit it bugs me because, like...
Just be mad at yourself.
Yeah. But it's just projection, isn't it? Like, I know for a fact that it pisses me off so much because I've literally been in a situation where someone is like acted this way to me, and women experience it a lot where it's like it gets taken out on us when we genuinely are trying to help or like, you know, be apologetic or whatever. And it's almost like that pisses I don't have it. To be clear, I don't have any men in my life like this anymore. But like when I was younger,
except for me.
No, you are not like that. Just that it's like there are men that take out things like this on the women around them. And I just was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, she could have had that chapter end with him being upset and being like devastated about his wand without that comment about like wanting to get away from her. And I just am like, can you be a little bit more intentional with how Hermione is treated? Because it's literally just like over and over how it's like she never really gets like thanked for all the stuff that she's doing. It's just like assumed that she's doing it. And yeah, that's what women have to do. Like it's literally, that is like the narrative tone.
Right.
It just is like barf. But yeah.
That's it. That's the chapter.
That's it. Wonderful chapter recapping, Adam. All right, that wraps up this chapter. Next week, we'll be reading chapter 18, The Life and Lies of Albus Dumbledore. We have 2 comments from the lovely Tabby Martha. The first comment says, the trio really did a strategist a la Sokka from Avatar: The Last Airbender, or Atla. Who also didn't really come into this role until the final season of Atla. This could have easily been Ron and all the setup. Oh yeah, and all the setup was there from book 1. Hermione, the book smarts and woman. Ron, the strategist / planner. And Harry, the chosen one and who executes the plan under pressure. Tabby Martha, when I tell you, I read this before we started this chapter. I am rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender because it's one of my favorite shows to ever exist. And I have been thinking this ever since we've started, because now we're on season 2. So like since we started with season 1, and they'll have these moments for Sokka where he's like kind of starting to have his own role. And I've literally said this to Michael while we're watching it, that I'm like, this is what they should have done for Ron. This is what she should have done for Ron in the Harry Potter books, because it's such a good example of how it's like he isn't an airbender. Adam doesn't know. Adam doesn't know what I'm talking about. Adam doesn't know the lore because he hasn't watched the show.
I saw the movie. I saw the incredible live action film.
Adam,
thank you.
You do not want to come out here on this pod and say that's what, out of all the Avatar content, that's what you've seen. There are even like novels written. Like I've listened to the Kyoshi novel. It's really good. And she's queer, queer Avatar Kyoshi. Love that for her. But yeah, I am like, it's so good how they do that with Sokka because he doesn't have powers like the benders in the show. And so they give him something though, so he still has a purpose. And they do, like they'll defer to Sokka a lot sometimes. I just watched the episode where they're like, you're the ideas guy. Like you're the guy that like plans how we're going to do stuff, you know? So yes, you are 100% right, Tabby Matha. And then also Tabby Matha says, Ari playing Elle Woods. Oh, what? Like, it's hard. Way to go, Ari. Thank you. I played Elle Woods twice. And I also played Brooke Wyndham in my college production, my senior year. Love that musical. Always will have a special place in my heart, that musical. Thank you for your kind words. We love hearing what you guys think. You can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you find your podcasts, as well as video versions on the Ampliverse YouTube channel and Spotify. As always, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so that we can get a perfect Newt score. 5 stars only, or else you will see a snake come out of a deceased old woman's neck.
Blech.
I can't remember. I think in the movie, does it come out of her mouth? Like, I'm trying to remember.
I think it comes out of her mouth in the movie.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at HBAnxious or YouTube at The Ampliverse. We are hosted on Spotify for podcasters, so thank you to them, and are a proud member of The Ampliverse. Check them out at theampliverse.com. Thank you, Adam.
Thanks, Ari.
And as always, Confringo!
Ba-boom! I can't wait to get away from Ari.